In the bustling lobby of a luxury hotel in Amsterdam, the polished marble floors reflected the golden afternoon light streaming through the tall windows. Among the uniformed staff, there was a young black maid named Lila, known among colleagues for her sharp mind, warm smile, and unexpected talents. That day, as Lila was tidying a VIP suite, her phone rang. Without hesitation, she answered in flawless Dutch, a language she had mastered growing up in a multicultural neighborhood but rarely got to use in her work. Unbeknownst to her, in the suite just down the hall, a millionaire businessman named Peter van Dyke was quietly observing. He had arrived from Rotterdam for a high-profile meeting, his curiosity piqued by the confident voice speaking Dutch on the line. When the call ended, Peter approached Lila, intrigued by her linguistic skill and poise. "May I see you for a moment?" he asked, his tone both curious and respectful. Lila nodded, a mixture of surprise and cautious optimism flickering in her eyes. What followed was an encounter that would change both their lives, bridging worlds and breaking stereotypes in ways neither had anticipated. Peter led Lila into the suite sitting area, where the afternoon light cast soft shadows on the elegant furnishings. He smiled warmly and introduced himself properly, explaining that he was impressed not only by her command of Dutch but also by her evident intelligence and grace. Lila, accustomed to being overlooked in her role, was taken aback by his genuine interest. She shared a little about her background, how she had learned Dutch from neighbors and school, balancing multiple languages while navigating a life filled with hard work and dreams of something more. Peter listened intently, intrigued by her story and the quiet strength in her voice. "I have a business," he began carefully, "and I need someone with your talents, someone who understands cultures and languages, who is both smart and reliable. Would you consider working with me beyond these hotel walls?" Lila's heart raced. The offer was unexpected, and yet it resonated deeply with her ambitions. She hesitated, knowing the risks and uncertainties but sensing a rare opportunity. "Tell me more," she said softly, eyes bright with curiosity. That moment marked the beginning of a partnership that transcended social boundaries, a story of trust, empowerment, and the unfolding of hidden potential. Over the next few weeks, Lila began working closely with Peter, who quickly recognized her remarkable abilities beyond her hotel duties. She was not just a multilingual assistant, she was a keen problem solver with a sharp business mind, able to navigate cultural nuances and manage complex logistics with ease. Peter entrusted her with more responsibilities, arranging international communications, interpreting during important calls, and even helping negotiate contracts with foreign partners. Her confidence grew as she stepped into this new role, breaking free from the limitations others had placed on her. Their professional relationship blossomed into a true partnership, built on mutual respect and admiration. Peter was constantly impressed by Lila's insight and dedication, while she found in him a mentor who believed in her potential. Yet, despite the progress, Lila remained cautious. She knew the challenges of breaking social barriers and the scrutiny that came with crossing class and racial lines. But Peter's unwavering support gave her the courage to pursue her dreams unapologetically. One evening, as they wrapped up a long day of work, Peter noticed the simple gold ring on Lila's finger, an heirloom from her grandmother, symbolizing strength and perseverance through generations. "That ring," he said softly, "it tells a story I'd love to hear." Lila smiled, realizing that this moment marked not just a new chapter in her career, but the beginning of a deeper connection, one rooted in trust, shared histories, and the promise of a future unbound by past limitations. As days turned into months, Lila's role within Peter's world expanded in ways she had never imagined. The hotel maid who once answered calls in Dutch now traveled alongside Peter to international meetings, translating, negotiating, and offering invaluable insights that bridged cultures and sealed deals. Her natural charisma and intelligence made her indispensable, not just as an assistant but as a trusted partner. Peter often marveled at how she navigated complex social situations with ease, dismantling stereotypes simply by being herself. Back in Amsterdam, whispers spread about the black woman who had risen beyond the confines of her previous life. Some were skeptical, clinging to outdated notions. Others were inspired by her determination and grace. Lila remained grounded, knowing that her journey was about more than personal success. It was about breaking barriers and paving the way for others. One evening, during a quiet dinner at Peter's country estate, he asked her again about the ring on her finger. "It belonged to my grandmother," Lila explained. "She faced many struggles but always believed in strength and dignity. This ring is a reminder to carry that legacy forward." Peter nodded, touched by her story. I see that strength in you every day. Their bond deepened, not just as colleagues, but as two people connected by respect, shared dreams, and an unspoken promise to lift each other higher. Together, they were rewriting the narrative not just of success, but of what it means to truly see and honor one another. Word of Lila's remarkable journey continued to ripple through the city and beyond. Invitations to speak at conferences, universities, and business forums poured in, offering her a platform to share her story and inspire others. Her message was clear: no matter where one starts, determination, skill, and support can open doors previously thought closed. Peter stood proudly beside her at these events, his admiration evident. He used his influence to advocate for diversity and inclusion within the industries he touched, championing policies that promoted equity and opportunity. Together, they launched initiatives to train young people from underrepresented backgrounds, combining technical skills with leadership development and mentorship. Lila often thought back to the day she answered that Dutch phone call in the hotel, a moment that changed everything. The ring on her finger symbolized not only her grandmother's legacy, but also the new path she was carving, one paved with resilience, courage, and hope. Their partnership was more than professional. It was a testament to the power of belief and respect to transform lives. As they looked toward the future, they dreamed of a world where talent and dedication were the only measures of worth, and where everyone had a chance to shine. And in every step, Lila carried her heritage and her story, lighting the way for those who would follow. As Lila's influence grew, she became deeply involved in community outreach programs designed to empower young women and minorities. She partnered with local schools and nonprofits to offer workshops in language skills, business etiquette, and self-confidence. These programs blossomed into safe spaces where participants shared their dreams and fears, finding encouragement and guidance. Lila's story resonated deeply, inspiring many to pursue ambitions they once thought impossible. Peter, always by her side, used his resources to fund scholarships and incubators for startups founded by diverse entrepreneurs. Their combined efforts sparked a wave of innovation and opportunity throughout the region. Despite their successes, both remained committed to humility and hard work. They knew that systemic change required patience, persistence, and ongoing collaboration. The ring on Lila's finger became a symbol of their shared journey, a promise to honor their past while building a better future. Together, they continued breaking down barriers, forging partnerships, and lighting paths for those who dared to dream. Their story was a beacon, a reminder that when talent meets opportunity and respect, extraordinary transformations follow. And as they looked toward the horizon, Lila and Peter carried with them the hope that their journey was only the beginning. With each passing year, Lila and Peter's partnership deepened, not only in business but in life. Their shared vision of empowerment and inclusion became the foundation for a new chapter. They established a foundation dedicated to supporting education, entrepreneurship, and cultural exchange programs for marginalized communities. The foundation offered grants, mentorship, and resources, fostering growth and breaking cycles of inequality. Lila's personal story became a cornerstone of the foundation's mission, illustrating the power of perseverance and the importance of lifting others as you rise. Peter leveraged his network to connect the foundation with international partners, expanding its reach and impact. Their joint efforts created bridges between continents, cultures, and opportunities. In the quiet moments, they reflected on the unlikely beginnings, from a chance Dutch phone call in a hotel lobby to a movement inspiring thousands. The ring on Lila's finger, once a simple heirloom, now symbolized a legacy of courage, love, and change. Their journey reminded all who knew it that true success is measured not just by wealth or status, but by the lives touched and barriers broken. Together, they continued to challenge expectations, create possibilities, and inspire hope for generations to come. And as the sun set over the city that had once doubted her, Lila smiled, knowing she had found her true calling and her place in the world. The foundation's work soon attracted attention from global organizations and governments eager to support efforts that bridged economic and cultural divides. Lila and Peter were invited to participate in international conferences focused on diversity, equity, and sustainable development. Their presentations emphasized the importance of education, mentorship, and authentic partnerships in creating lasting social change. Lila's story, in particular, resonated as a powerful example of overcoming barriers with determination and support. Back home, the programs funded by their foundation continued to grow. Young entrepreneurs flourished, communities gained new resources, and the spirit of collaboration blossomed. Peter and Lila remained deeply involved, ensuring that their mission stayed true to its roots, uplifting marginalized voices and creating real opportunities. Through these efforts, the ring on Lila's finger became a symbol recognized far beyond their city, a beacon of hope and transformation. Their work reminded the world that breaking stereotypes and embracing diversity not only enriches lives, but strengthens societies. And as they looked toward the future, Lila and Peter remained committed to the journey ahead, one marked by compassion, courage, and the belief that together, change is possible. As their influence expanded, Lila and Peter focused on building networks that connected emerging talents with industry leaders and investors. They created platforms where voices from underrepresented communities could be heard and nurtured. Lila often mentored young women navigating the challenges of professional and personal growth. Her guidance emphasized resilience, authenticity, and the power of community. Peter advocated for equitable business practices and worked to dismantle systemic barriers within traditional industries. Together, they championed policies promoting diversity at every level. Their combined efforts led to the launch of a groundbreaking accelerator program designed to support startups led by minority entrepreneurs. This initiative provided seed funding, mentorship, and exposure to global markets. The ring on Lila's finger remained a quiet but powerful reminder of the journey, of obstacles overcome and dreams realized. Through their work, Lila and Peter inspired countless others to believe in possibility, to challenge limitations, and to build inclusive futures. Their story was no longer just about a chance meeting. It was a movement. And as they continued their mission, they knew the best was yet to come. The accelerator program quickly gained traction, attracting applicants from around the world. Entrepreneurs with innovative ideas and diverse backgrounds found the support they needed to turn visions into realities. Lila and Peter worked tirelessly to create an environment where creativity thrived and barriers were dismantled. Workshops, networking events, and mentorship sessions became cornerstones of the program's success. Stories of transformation poured in. Startups that began as humble ideas grew into thriving businesses, providing jobs and opportunities to their communities. Lila often shared these stories during public talks, emphasizing the ripple effect of empowering individuals. Peter used his influence to advocate for inclusive policies within the corporate world, encouraging companies to adopt equitable hiring and promotion practices. Together, they championed a vision of business as a force for good, where success was measured not just in profits, but in positive social impact. The ring on Lila's finger symbolized this vision, a commitment to love, leadership, and lifting others. As they looked to the future, Lila and Peter remained grounded in their mission, driven by the belief that everyone deserves a chance to shine. Their journey was a testament to the power of partnership, perseverance, and purpose. With their programs flourishing, Lila and Peter expanded their focus to include education reform. They collaborated with schools and universities to integrate curricula that emphasized diversity, leadership, and social responsibility. Lila often visited classrooms, sharing her story to inspire students, especially young girls of color, to pursue their passions without hesitation. Peter partnered with educational institutions to provide scholarships and resources, ensuring access for talented students facing systemic barriers. Their combined efforts cultivated a new generation of leaders prepared to navigate and transform complex social landscapes. Community engagement became a key pillar of their work. Town halls, cultural events, and forums provided spaces for dialogue, understanding, and collective problem-solving. Lila's presence in these spaces was a beacon of hope, a living example of overcoming adversity and embracing opportunity. The ring on her finger remained a symbol of resilience, love, and the enduring promise to uplift others. Together, Lila and Peter continued forging pathways that redefined success, not as an individual achievement, but as a shared journey toward equity and justice. And as their story reached far beyond Amsterdam's streets, it carried with it a powerful message. When barriers fall, communities rise. As their influence grew, Lila and Peter began collaborating with international organizations focused on economic empowerment and social justice. Their foundation joined global networks, exchanging ideas and best practices with leaders from diverse cultures. They participated in summits addressing issues such as gender equity, racial justice, and sustainable development. Lila's story resonated globally, inspiring activists and entrepreneurs to believe in the power of transformation through perseverance and partnership. Back home, their foundation expanded services to include mental health support, recognizing the holistic nature of empowerment. Workshops on resilience, trauma recovery, and wellness became integral to their mission. Peter championed sustainable business models that balanced profit with social impact, encouraging entrepreneurs to think beyond the bottom line. The ring on Lila's finger symbolized the depth of their commitment, not only to each other, but to a vision of global equity and compassion. Their journey became a testament to how personal stories could ignite widespread change, reminding the world that true progress is inclusive and interconnected. And as they looked forward, Lila and Peter embraced the challenges and opportunities ahead, ready to continue building a legacy of hope, justice, and unity. Building on their global engagement, Lila and Peter launched an innovative mentorship program connecting aspiring leaders from underserved communities with experienced professionals across industries. The program emphasized cultural exchange, skills development, and leadership training, equipping participants to drive change in their own communities. Lila's involvement was hands-on. She shared her journey candidly, offering encouragement and practical advice. Her authenticity resonated, fostering deep connections and a supportive network. Peter leveraged his business expertise and contacts to provide resources and opportunities, ensuring the program's sustainability and impact. Together, they fostered a vibrant community of changemakers, united by shared values and commitment to equity. The ring on Lila's finger remained a silent testament to their journey, symbolizing hope, resilience, and the transformative power of partnership. Their story became a blueprint for inclusive leadership and social innovation, inspiring others to build bridges and break barriers. As they continued this work, Lila and Peter held fast to their belief that lasting change arises from collective effort and unwavering faith in human potential. And as the program's graduates began to lead initiatives worldwide, their legacy grew, a living, breathing movement for justice and opportunity. As their mentorship program flourished, Lila and Peter recognized the importance of storytelling in shaping perceptions and fostering empathy. They launched a media initiative to amplify voices from marginalized communities, sharing narratives of resilience, innovation, and hope. Through documentaries, podcasts, and written stories, they highlighted the achievements and challenges faced by individuals striving to create change. Lila often participated as a storyteller and host, her authenticity drawing listeners and viewers into deeper understanding. Peter supported these efforts by facilitating partnerships with media outlets and securing funding to ensure wide reach and sustainability. The initiative bridged gaps between diverse audiences, breaking down stereotypes and fostering connections. The ring on Lila's finger symbolized this mission, a commitment to illuminating truths and inspiring action through the power of story. Together, they demonstrated how narratives could be tools for transformation, opening hearts and minds. Their work reached far beyond their original ambitions, contributing to a cultural shift toward inclusivity and respect. As they looked ahead, Lila and Peter remained dedicated to using every platform and opportunity to champion justice, equity, and human dignity. Years later, Lila stood on the stage of an international conference, the applause echoing around the packed auditorium. From humble beginnings as a hotel maid in Amsterdam, she had risen to become a global advocate for equity, empowerment, and change. Her journey was a testament to resilience, talent, and the transformative power of opportunity, one sparked by a simple phone call answered in Dutch and nurtured by a partnership built on respect and shared vision. Peter sat in the front row, his smile proud and unwavering. Together, they had built not only a successful business and foundation, but a legacy that touched countless lives. Lila's story inspired generations, proving that barriers, no matter how formidable, could be dismantled through courage, compassion, and belief in one another. As she looked out at the sea of faces, many from marginalized communities, she saw hope reflected back, a reminder that change was possible and within reach. The ring on her finger shone under the lights, a symbol of love, strength, and the enduring promise to uplift others. And as the conference closed, Lila felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that her journey had become a beacon for those still striving, dreaming, and breaking through.